This video is about how hiding your wounds is hurting the world. What I've learned is that people can relate more to our failures than they can our successes. But there's an art to making sure that you share some of your failures and your wounds without trauma dumping on people. So if you know that you've had some successes and you're a coach or consultant, or you just want to serve people, but you haven't shared all of your story and you're wondering how much should I really share, this video is for you. Okay, let's face it. We all have wounds. We all have places where we've been hurt emotionally, spiritually, mentally, socially. We all have areas of our life that we're kind of afraid to admit that these things happen to us or that we're the one who did these things. Wherever you are on that spectrum, whether you did something that you didn't like or you don't want to admit because you don't want people to think less of you, or whether something has happened to you that you're embarrassed, ashamed maybe to admit, I want you to know that there is a art, and the world needs to hear about your wounds. I talk to a lot of high-level influencers, and one of the things that I see is that oftentimes there's parts of their story that they're disclosing from the world because they're afraid of what it's going to look like when they share those parts of them with the world. And as I talk to them, I get discouraged sometimes because I'm like, man, like you don't understand how you hiding these wounds is hurting the world, right? And their fear is that, man, I'll lose influence, man, I'll lose credibility, man, people are going to start to feel sorry for me and not respect me. When in reality, the opposite is true. When you share your wounds, people do respect you. They do want to follow you. They still want to buy from you. In fact, I argue that they're more connected to you because people can relate more to your failures than they can your successes. So I want to demonstrate this for you because I believe that some things are better caught than taught. So I think if you see this example, it's going to help you out. Here it is. My name is Daryl Stinson. I'm a two-time TEDx speaker, a former Division I athlete, and I helped heart-centered entrepreneurs grow their business fast through my stage marketing method. You see, there's all these ways that we can grow our business. There's ads, there's social media, there's direct advertising, direct mail, but none of these compare to public speaking. Why? Because when people hear your voice, when they feel your presence, they connect to you. People always care about the messenger before they care about the message. So that's one way that I could talk about my business. Let me show you another. My name is Daryl Stinson. I'm a former Division I athlete. And since I was a child, I could always remember having this call in my life to share my story or to be a public speaker. The problem is that I was really confident in my ability to be athletic, to run fast, to jump high, to outperform my component, but I wasn't confident in my ability to share my story and to share my voice. The reason why is because when I was younger, I was teased as being the black kid that quote unquote talks and acts white. So rather than having confidence in my voice and knowing that it's something that can influence people, I was super insecure about my voice. And I thought it was something that I should hide because there was something wrong with the way that I talked and communicated to people. So sports was like the way that I was going to avoid this call and have to speak, and I was going to be successful in it. The problem is that I got hurt in college and had to have emergency back surgery, and it ended my dreams of playing in the NFL. So in 2012, I went through the darkest depression of my life. I sat in my Blue Dot Stratus. I took a whole bottle of pills of oxycodone, hoping that it would knock me out and I wouldn't wake up. I was smoking a blunt and sipping a fifth of Bacardi. And with tears running down my face, I wrote my suicide letter saying goodbye to everyone I love. You see, the statistics show that America's number one fear is public speaking, and that they actually fear that speaking more than they do drowning or death. I was no different. I would rather end my life than to get in front of an audience and to share my voice. And maybe you're watching this and you feel the same way. You're terrified when it comes to public speaking. Or maybe it's not that extreme for you. Maybe you just don't know how much to share, or you don't want to feel less than. Well, let me tell you what I've learned from that moment. When I share that story, I can tell you that I'm passionate about helping other people get into the speaking industry to share theirs, because I recognize that my wounds become somebody else's weapon. I recognize that my mess becomes somebody else's message. And so when I share that story, nobody sits there and says, "Oh my gosh," and thinks less of me, and think that I'm worthy of less respect, or that I'm not an expert in an industry. It actually connects them to my heart and gets them to buy into me before they believe in what I'm selling. That's what sharing your wounds can do for you. It can help grow your business, and it can help heal the world. So I hope you see the difference in the two, and you don't have to have some crazy like suicidal mental health story, or I was born, with one parent and with one eye and one leg, and I had to like walk barefoot, and I lived in an abandoned building. Like, you don't have to have that type of story in order to inspire somebody. You just have to share your insecurities and your wounds, because when people connect to your heart, then they'll buy into your offer. So I want you to try that this week. I want you to try to combine your wounds to your wins. Okay. And see if that creates more engagement on social media. See if that creates more conversions on a sale call, because I believe that it will. So until next time, always remember that your story is worth sharing. The world needs to hear it. You truly do matter. And now is the best time to get in the public speaking industry. Make sure that you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be sharing more tips on public speaking, on life, and unlocking the abundance that's available to everyone. Remember, my core belief is that I believe we live in a world of abundance, that we have enough love, enough joy, enough peace, enough prosperity, enough money, enough whatever to go around, that no one should live in lack unless they so desire. And that's not to minimize anyone's oppression or what they're going through, but I still believe that our world has more than enough. And it's we as people step up and walk in our purpose and our calling. That is how we heal the planet. So if that aligns with you, I want you to subscribe, because I'll be sharing content all around that. And then I want to connect with you. If there's a way that I can help you, make sure you reach out, because now is the best time for you to tap into the industry. All right. Till next time, peace.